Everyone knows solar panels today, sleek blue tiles on rooftops, powering homes, cars, and even cities. But did you know the very first solar panel was created over 140 years ago? Long before Elon Musk, climate change debates, and green energy, one scientist unlocked the secret to capturing the power of the sun. This is the forgotten story of the world's first solar panel. In the late 1800s, the world was changing fast. Steam engines roared, coal was king, and electricity was only just beginning to spread. But a young inventor named Charles Fritz wondered, could the sun itself power the future? At a time when almost nobody thought renewable energy was practical, Fritz dared to dream of using sunlight, the most abundant energy source on Earth. In 1883, Charles Fritz built what is considered the very first solar panel. It wasn't shiny or efficient like today's panels. In fact, it was clunky, fragile, and barely worked. Fritz coated a thin layer of selenium, a mineral known to react with light, with a layer of gold. When sunlight struck the surface, it produced a small electric current. For the first time in history, sunlight was turned directly into electricity. The scientific world was amazed, and skeptical. Leading scientists acknowledged the discovery but quickly dismissed it. Why? Because Fritz's panel only converted 1% of sunlight into electricity. Compared to coal, oil, and the booming new technology of Edison's electric grid, solar seemed like a dead end. The world simply wasn't ready. Charles Fritz never saw his invention take off. His solar panel was set aside as a scientific curiosity, not a revolution. For decades, humanity stuck with coal, gas, and oil, dirty fuels that powered the industrial age. But Fritz's fragile creation was not the end of the story. It was the beginning of something much bigger. Almost 70 years later, in the 1950s, researchers at Bell Labs revisited the idea. This time, they used silicon instead of selenium. Their new solar cells were far more efficient, converting nearly 6% of sunlight into electricity. That small leap was enough to change history. Suddenly, solar power had potential. In the 1960s, solar panels were launched into space to power satellites. What began as Fritz's failed dream became the foundation of space technology, and eventually, the renewable energy movement we know today. Today, solar panels cover rooftops, deserts, and even oceans. They power homes, electric cars, and entire cities. They're one of humanity's best hopes against climate change. But it all began with Charles Fritz's humble little panel in 1883, a sheet of selenium coated in gold, quietly proving that sunlight could power the future. So next time you see a solar panel on a rooftop, remember the forgotten inventor who first tried to capture the sun's power. The world laughed at his idea, but in the end, he was right. Sparkles, this is the untold story of the world's first solar panel.